I want to know your advice that you would give to people who are considering opening a restaurant. What was the most difficult thing about opening a restaurant? And what are some of the kind of behind the scenes secrets of what makes a restaurant so popular?
Well, now things are really difficult because the finances are so high. To
Mm,
open a restaurant, to build it, the real estate, everything is very expensive. So you need to have a good stash, a good backing behind you. And that usually now involves having partners, monetary, financial partners to help you out. So a good thing, one of the first things to consider is to be financially secure. Because to really get a restaurant going, it takes about the first 3 months are very tough. Then
mm,
another 6 months, it takes a year to really sort of get known out there somewhat and bring in the money to cover because there's a lot of expenses in the restaurant business. The second thing is to have a sense of business. If you don't, I know that initially I didn't take courses in finance, but I did surround myself with a good accountant, and I would ask questions. So it's important because it's not a solitary journey. Mine is not a solitary victory. Mine is a team victory, whether it's my family, my mother, all the people that worked alongside of me. And that's important to select and collect people that are very capable and competent and that are complementary to you and that add to you. Yes, the vision, the whatever is yours, but to build a team. And I think what's most important is that, again, that you know your craft,
hmm
that you have something different or unique or wonderful or beautiful or delicious to offer to people. And people now are more than ever educated between, the internet and all of that. Everybody knows the recipes. They can check it out. They can test it and whatever. So people are very informed. So if you're going to sort of predicate something and put it out there, you better be sure that it is right on, that it is what you feel you want to give them, that it is your profile because people enjoy the difference. You can have a carbonara anywhere, but there's certain chefs that you appreciate their carbonara. So you have to offer that uniqueness also. And I think that also, the respect of the culture in dining also, welcoming people, making them feel at home, extending, opening that. Sometimes I think certainly mine, especially the initial restaurant, was just that. It was like a home. I would be in the kitchen. I would come up with my slippers. In Italy, the women cook with their slippers. They don't have these.
Got to be comfortable.
Yeah, I used to come out with my slippers, with my apron and whatever, and I used to go around the table, and I sometimes would make something different that was, completely different, not even the menu, and I would bring it from table to let them taste, and I was that they would taste whether they like it, but I also got a feedback, do they like it? Should I go on doing things like this or not? So, it is that connection with your guests, with your customers, and the respect for them. They are paying for that. They are supporting. For me, all these years, 50 years, 25 years of public television, 16 books. There's those people out there. I just feel like tell me, Lydia, we feel like you're my family, and I feel like they are the extension because they have supported me. They have been on my side all these years.
Mm.
Excuse me.
I love what you just said about cooking something and going out and testing it with people, because that is such a nice way to make them feel at home and to make them feel appreciated and create a kind of family in the restaurant. And as you say, also test out and see if people like it or don't like it. We live in a world now where, very sadly, so many things are impersonal. This is such a dumb example, but I was in a workout class this morning and I was thinking about that. And I said, I go to this workout class every single morning and I see the same instructor and I kind of see some of the same people, but we just don't know each other. We come in, we work out, we leave. A lot of restaurants are like that. Here in Los Angeles, where I live, by the way, are you in Brooklyn, Lydia? Where are you now?
I'm in Queens.
Oh, you're
And
in
it's
Queens.
and it's pouring rain here.
And it's pouring rain. I'm jealous. I love it when it pours rain because in LA we're spoiled with sunshine. So I enjoy the rain sometimes. But here in Los Angeles, there are so many restaurants, and I really want to hear your opinion on these, where they are not only impersonal, but they're so rude to you. You'll make a reservation at a certain time. They'll go, oh, we'll let you know when your table's ready. They'll seat you 20 minutes later, and it's, one of these shishi restaurants that everybody says you got to go to with a very cool atmosphere. You get your food. The food's not even that good. What do you make of those restaurants? They do seem to be immensely popular despite being impersonal and really not that great.
Yeah, Julie, absolutely. It's a sense of empowerment. When they are booked and they can say no to somebody, that's power. And especially a lot of these young people, are young, and here they are. They're manning the doors of a restaurant, and it's so easy to say no. I don't have a seat. No, it's a sense of empowerment, and they're missing that point of that is in the service, that is serving people, that is welcoming people. And I think that it is turning around in a sense. I think people realize that. But sadly or whatever, enough, the world is getting so technical and internet and fast, industrial and whatever. And that sometimes, as the human element, which you were talking about, that you couldn't sense it in your training, it's nothing. And, I just came back from Venice yesterday, and I went up to Istria, and I spent Easter with my cousins and whatever. And it's in the same little town that my grandmother was. The courtyard, I fixed it a little bit, but it's the same. Some of the neighbors, the kids, and there's a human element that I need to connect periodically with. And that's what you're saying that you're missing. And it is so necessary. Yes, the family is part of that. Friends are part of that. But also, neighbors, helping each other and all of that. And I think that hopefully maybe ever more we'll get back to that need. Although, with the internet and these things where we don't need anybody else except this little machine, I don't know where it's taking us.
Just as an aside, Lidia, totally off topic, I just did a little segment on Giotto, and I have also been trolled by listeners for not pronouncing him correctly. It's apparently Giotto.
Giotto. You mean Giotto?
Giotto, yes. I my producer's laughing at me. I know I'm going to get a lot of laughs from listeners, but you said you were just in Venice. He's my favorite artist, and he has the Arena Chapel in Venice.
He is my favorite chapel. I love his blues. I love the stars in the sky.
Yes.
It's maybe his figures are a little flat and not so tri-dimensional as you move on in the art history. But I love him. In the Arena Chapel, everybody should go and see that.
I did a whole show on it, Lidia, which I encourage you to watch if you're interested. I love, especially in addition to the blue and the stars that you mentioned, the 7 virtues and the 7 vices that he paints. And they're so funny. Like the way he paints the vice of infidelity. There's a guy with a woman, an idol, holding an idol of a woman, and it's chained to him. Anyway, we can talk about art sometime.
Well, my daughter Tanya, and I think you connected with her.
I did, yes.
She has a PhD from Oxford in Renaissance art history. So, I think that, yes, I love to cook, and that's my passion. But, what fuels me and my creativity is art, it's music, it's nature. We need these things so much. So I'm delighted that and that is one of my favorite painters.
Oh, wow. I'm glad I brought it up as an aside.
I am from that area, the Veneto, the Venetian, because all of that was the Serenissima, where I was born, the Venetian city-state, that ruled for over, 900 years. It's I love his work.